Hey everybody, it's Rykard here again, back with another black and white Pokemon analysis. Today, we're going to be discussing the Thornball Pokemon known as Nattorei. So let's get started by taking a look at its typing, abilities, and stats. So first off, Nattorei has extremely unique typing, which is that of Grass and Steel. Now while this typing does give you a 4 times weakness to fire and a 2 times weakness to fighting, you pretty much resist everything else except for ice, ground, flying, and bug, which means that Nattorei is very capable of coming in on a huge variety of different attacking types and dealing with them effectively. As for its ability, it is the only Pokemon that gets this ability, and it is known as Steel Thorns, which is essentially Nattorei's version of Rough Skin, meaning that every time an opponent hits you with a physical attacking move that makes contact, or a special attacking move that makes contact, which is pretty much just Grass Knot, they will take damage equal to 1/8 of their health, which is an excellent thing to have on any Pokemon due to the fact that the opponent can be worn down simply by hitting you too much. So, because of your ridiculous resistances as well, this ability will come in handy no matter what situation you are in or what attacking type you're up against, because of the fact that it'll help reduce your opponent's HP without you really having to do anything. And that's just a great ability to have. I love this one, and I love Rough Skin as well, so I guess that's why I like it a lot. But as for its stats, it has only 74 HP, which is kind of unfortunate since it has 131 physical defense and 117 special defense, which is absolutely ridiculous defenses. So it would be even more amazing if its HP was higher than it is, but still it is able to take a ton of hits from either the special or physical side, and a ton of hits from a ton of different attacking types because of its really awesome typing. So this makes Nattorei effectively one of the best walls in the game right now because of that. As for its attacking stats though, it has 94 physical attack, which is actually pretty good physical attack and nothing to complain about. Because generally, if you have those defenses that this Pokemon has, you're not going to have that high of an attack, but luckily enough, Nattorei does. So that will definitely be able to be made use of. As for its special attack, though, it isn't nearly as high, being only 54. But this Pokemon learns some really strange special moves for a Grass Steel type, such as Thunderbolt, which I thought was really weird. But you could possibly go into that area if you want, but its physical attack is significantly better. And then lastly, its speed is only at 20, which means that it won't be outspeeding anything anytime soon. It does learn Rock Polish, though, if you want to try and make use of it as a physical attacker by using Rock Polish and maxing out speed, but that really isn't the most recommended thing for doing with it. But that actually could be useful if you want to think about it because of how high its defenses are naturally. So it might be something looking into, but I didn't make a set on it for this video. But that's pretty much it for its stats, typing, and ability, so let's get looking at one of the sets I have for you today. So in this first set, we're going to give Nattorei a Careful Nature to increase its special defense but lower its special attack. And then we're going to be making use of the ability Steel Thorns, since it is the only ability that Nattorei can get. As for the EVs, we're going with a mixed bulky set, so we're going to be 252 for HP to give you max HP, 128 for physical defense to give you half the EVs into that stat, and then 128 into special defense to give you half EVs in that stat, meaning that you will have very well-rounded defenses with this EV spread and max HP. As for the item, since we are defensive, as I said like 5 times already, we're going to be using leftovers to recover a little bit of HP at the end of every turn. As for the moves, the first one we're going to be making use of is Substitute, because of the fact that this Pokemon won't be taking a lot of damage from anything unless it is going to be super effective from it, just because of how high its defenses are and the ridiculous amount of types it resists. So Substitute is a great move on Nattorei for that reason. So after you Substitute, we're going to obviously then make use of Leech Seed because of the whole sub-seeding thing that people like to do. So once the Leech Seed is up and you're getting plenty of leftovers recovery, as well, Nattorei will be a very difficult Pokemon to take down if you can keep setting up subs in the process, because of the fact that, as I said before, not a lot of things will be able to break them because of how great your defenses and HP are. With that set, though, we're going to be making use of probably its best grass-type attacking move, which is Power Whip, which is a very, very powerful grass-type physical move that Nattorei can make great use of. Another option, though, could be Gyro Ball, because of the fact that you are extremely slow, so Gyro Ball will give you Steel-type stab damage of really high power as well. But Steel-type attack moves are resisted by quite a bit of different things, so I felt that Power Whip was the better option to go with. And then lastly, we can use Nattorei to help set up entry hazards by either using Spikes or Stealth Rock, that's what SR stands for. Or we can make it an even better walling Pokemon by giving it Toxic to allow it to slowly wear down your opponent while you're gaining Leech Seed recovery and Leftovers recovery and setting up subs to make you more difficult to take down. So pretty much you get a very effective subseeding set with this Pokemon like no other, because of how high its defenses are and the things it resists and all that great stuff that I've been mentioning throughout the whole video. But this is probably one of the most effective sets to use with Nattorei, because of the fact that you can just stay in or take hits from anything, like as a safe switch in, and set up a Leech Seed and switch out if you need to, and have whatever you switch out to gain Leech Seed recovery from whatever your opponent is. So it's really great and will make use of Nattorei's great defenses and typing. As for this next set, we're going to turn Nattorei into a very powerful physical attacker while also making it even more bulky than the previous set. So first, we're going to give it a sassy nature to increase its special defense but lower its speed. And then we're going to be making use of the ability Steel Thorns again, because it is the only ability Nattorei gets. As for the EVs, we're going to put 252 into HP to max out your HP again, then 4 for attack for 1 more point into that stat, and then 252 into special defense to give you your max special defense possible. And then again, we're going to be making use of the item Leftovers. As for the moves, this time we're going to be making use of Curse as our first move to increase our attack, physical defense, and lower our speed. So with with just one boost with Curse, you already have more defense than in the previous set, and since we are maxing out your special defense, you're going to be incredibly difficult to take down just after one Curse from either the physical or special side. So that's just something to make note of right off the bat. And then, since you do have good attacking power at its base level, Curse will also be able to increase that to a decently usable amount. With this, though, we're going to be making use of Leech Seed again, just because of how good it is, because of the fact that it'll allow you to keep recovering health while you're setting up more curses and becoming even more defensive or physically attacking. That's a verb. I don't know what I just meant there. But as your physical attack moves, again, we're going to be making use of Power Whip, because that is probably the best move Nattorei can use, and then Gyro Ball as another stab move. And since we are a sassy nature, which decreases your speed, and we're using Curse, which is decreasing our speed even further, Gyro Ball is pretty much guaranteed to have, I think it maxes out at like 150 base power. So you'll be able to do a ton of damage with that move to anything. And also Power Whip is there again to give you better type or more type coverage and hit things that Gyro Ball can't really hurt that badly. But this set is probably the most ridiculous set ever because of how freaking bulky this Pokemon can be, and also the fact that you're increasing its attack power at the same time. So that's pretty much it though for Nattorei. As you can see, it's very effective as a defensive Pokemon, and also can prove to be very useful as an attacking Pokemon as well, as you can see in the second set. But I hope you guys like this video, and I will see you in the next one I make. So take care, and goodbye.